How's it going, everybody? Welcome to week 4, chapter 4 of the No Name podcast. It's me again, your boy Dondre, and on the other end, we got.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Travis, man. It's nice hearing from y'all.
All right. So, Travis, man, I got a question for you, dog.
What's up, man?
It's one of the age old questions. Do you think that men and women can be just friends?
Mm. I mean, see, I don't know, bro. So this is the thing. I think that you can, in my opinion, but I think there has to be I think both parties have to know that neither one of you are attracted to each other in any kind of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then you know, if some people have a hard time just viewing this person as my friend, like this is my friend, I don't view them in any other kind of way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I think things could work. But if there's always a slight thing in your mind where it's it's one thing to say that you find somebody attractive, but then it's another thing to
Act on
I
it?
feel like there's different levels of attraction too. You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
there could be a thing where you can identify and say, she's very attractive, she's pretty or whatever. Then there's a level of where that attraction could turn into a form of, I wouldn't say lust, but somewhere along those lines where it's like now you kind of want that person in a way, but you don't necessarily understand that you want them.
Yeah.
And then once you start spending more time together, those feelings start to come out, and then that's where the water could get kind of muddy. So I mean, it's possible, but I think there always has to be that, there always has to be that point in your head where it's like, this is just my friend. If that's what it's going to be, then that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, I feel where you're coming from, and to me personally, I think men and women can be just friends, but there has to be like that definitive line drawn. Even if you don't talk about it with them, that line has to be drawn in your mind. Like, I can hang out with a female friend of mine, and in the back of my mind, or even the forefront, I can be like, yeah, she's attractive, but I feel like the where it gets muddy or the gray area is when you start acting on that, because you can hang around someone who looks good, but if you're just friends, doing whatever activity, whether it's grabbing a bite to eat, going to a movie, just getting a coffee somewhere and catching up, that's where it can get tricky, is if you're acting on uh, those feelings, I guess. But you can
Yeah.
definitely, I think you can be just friends with the opposite sex. Like, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah. It's funny because now that you say it like that, um, a lot of times, speaking for men, but not all men, just speaking from, experiences that I've had or, things that I've done, sometimes there can be a friendship and then a man, I'm pretty sure women do it too, but, I'm a man, so I'm going to speak from a man's perspective.
Hmm.
I think a lot of times that as men, we are unknowingly courting a female. And I feel like we do that a lot where it's just like, deep down you really truly do find her attractive, and like it's one of those things where you're trying to tell yourself, oh yeah, that's my friend, but I wouldn't mind dating her. And then it's like, I feel like as men we tend to act on that but side where it's like, let me see what I can do without knowing, like we're actively in a way courting her, but we don't know that we're doing that. We're just passing it off as, oh no, I'm just hanging out with her. But
Yeah.
it's like you're literally taking her on a date. You
Yeah,
know what
that's
I mean?
true. Yeah.
Like you just said, oh, we're gonna go get something to eat. If some friendships are like this, but if it's just y'all two all the time,
Hmm.
and you're like, oh, I'm gonna take her, we're gonna go out to eat and then hit a movie, and then say, kind of like a conversation we had in the first one. Say you're paying for the date, well, you're paying for the outing, and y'all are just kind of joking around, and you can kind of feel, well, unless you think you feel, there's a certain kind of vibe there, which is going to encourage you to keep on trying to pursue her and court her, not knowing, how she actually feels about you. But you're starting to develop these feelings.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, sometimes I think in a friendship, like you said, definitive lines have to be drawn in a whole bunch of different categories, though. like as friends, what is considered crossing the line? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think as a dude, a lot of times, we gotta, I think sometimes we put too much out there, and you're overly courting a chick when you really truly don't even mean to, and you start developing feelings when you don't really mean to. And that's where I think things could get a little bit messy, because then that's when one person tries to come out and say, "Oh, I feel this way about you," and you know how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. And it could be a slippery slope because I've played both sides of this equation before. Like in my younger 20s, shit, even my later teens, like 18, 19, as a young guy out here in the world traveling and doing all that shit, like you see a pretty attractive girl, your almost immediate male instinct is like, damn, let me try to talk to her, see what she's about, get to know her or something. Which,
Yeah.
like, in the younger days, it was definitely like take him out, try to get to know him, and do the smash and dash thing, or just try to get one off for the night and shit. So younger me was like going out with a woman with like sex on my mind. Like, let's just be adults about it. Like, I was definitely trying to smash in the younger days and everything. But it's like on the flip side now, I have genuine women who are my friend. Like, there's nothing underlining going on. Like, I would say maybe just a few weeks ago, I went out to grab sushi with a friend of mine downtown, and that literally was it. Like, hey, you want to go grab a bite to eat? What's your schedule like? Let's do this, let's do that, whatever. And then it just worked out for that day that we met downtown. We're able to get a bite, catch up. Like, hey, how's work been going for you? How's life been? How's your vacation? How's your family? Like, the regular hustle and bustle of just catching up with a friend. So having done both sides, I think me personally, as Dondre speaking, I think men and women can be just friends. It all just comes down to the maturity of both parties involved, in which they can literally keep, I don't want to say friend zone things going on, but like a friend zone where it's not you trying to go at her and she friend zoned you, but just like you two are mutually and legitimately and genuinely just friends. That's the level in which it stays on.
Yeah, but my question, because we both know females gotta be one of the hardest beings, period, to be able to read, and my question is always like, as a dude, how do you like, how do you try to gauge how she feels about you in a certain kind of way? Because it's easy to say, from our perspective, oh, I don't have feelings for her, so it's a mutual thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When in reality, sometimes it's crazy, because I was, back when I was dating, there was a period where I dated a girl. Well, I wouldn't even say I dated her. I went out with this girl a couple times.
You just took her out.
And yeah, just took her out a couple times, and it was, I guess it was, a date type thing that she's never been on, or, the dudes that she had dated before have never really showed her those types of things or whatever. Nothing physical between us ever happened, or anything like that. And it was just always, taking her out, courting. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, I felt like things were kind of going too fast. And then, I told her that, and she hit me with the, I can't believe you're doing this. Like, I was in love with you. I was like, whoa.
We had a left field.
Yeah. So I say all this to say that, speaking from a man's perspective, and say that a woman's attracted to you. They're harder to read, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, as a dude, if you're showing, I feel like if you're showing a female certain things, and you might be treating her better than any dude she's ever dated, but you don't even know if you're doing it. That's just who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just the type of person you are, and you're treating her well. Conversation's great. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're taking her places she's never been to on a date anyway. You're doing everything that she would look for in a guy. and she might develop an attraction. But on the flip side this time, because usually it's the dude that gets attracted to the girl first. So it's like,
Definitely.
my question is, as a man, what is the best way to try to even read that? Because I feel like it's impossible, bro. Like, they hide it so well. Dudes, we make stuff so obvious, bro.
Yeah, wear our heart on the sleeve.
Yeah. So it's just like, what do you think, like, are good signs to even look for to be like, okay, she might be feeling me? You know what I mean? Or I guess just kind of like she might be feeling me in a way. Like, you might not feel that way, but you might have an idea that she does. Like, how would you read that?
Yeah, I would say the one golden rule on the signs. There is no signs. Like,
Facts.
Every woman is different. Just like every dude is different, but every woman has like their own niche about them that makes it kind of hard to read. So I would just say, like, either like the text etiquette, body language, how she talks in person and stuff could be hints, or something telling that would give off that vibe. Because, like how you said, you're taking her places, texting her good night, good morning, being chivalrous. If that's just who you are as a dude, like, you may not think, oh man, I'm being extra, or I'm like going out of my way, because that's just how you are naturally and
Right.
stuff. So if that's something like that's new to her, like, oh shit, this dude is like genuine. He's actually holding doors open for me, letting me walk ahead of him. He's walking on the street side of the sidewalk, and like, being a chivalrous ass gentleman, that might catch her off guard and literally sweep her off her feet. But unless she outright says it, like, oh shit, I'm in love with you, or I have strong feelings for you, like, that shit's like reading hieroglyphs. Like, we can't translate that if you're not upfront and direct and telling us how you feel, what you think, because it can drive a dude crazy just trying to analyze how a date went when you can't really read the woman all too well, at least out the gate.
Yeah, and it's crazy because a lot of times, like, really good long-term relationships, or even marriage, a lot of times develops with a mutual friendship. You know what I mean? And a lot of people I know share the same kind of story where you may have been friends with somebody for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, never had an attraction, right? But it's always it almost seems like always there's like this thing that kind of clicks.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, this person actually isn't that bad. You know what I mean? Or this person's actually got all the qualities that I like. Why haven't I dated them? And then, being in those friendships for so long, bro, I always feels like that's where destiny kind of comes into play, where it's like, if you're supposed to be with somebody, then it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is one of the best bases to, kind of start that kind of relationship.
Yeah, definitely. Like how you said, if it's meant to be, the universe will work its wonders and make it happen,
Right.
as opposed to like you trying to like constantly ask out the same chick, like, hey, trying to go out Saturday, trying to go out Friday. Like if it's meant to be, it'll flow naturally and organically, and it'll just sync up and be good to go. Like it'll happen. The universe will do its thing and put those two people together when the timing is right.
Yep. And it's crazy because I was thinking about this time. I went to one of the older. You remember the Regal Theater in Bowie? Joint has been there for years, bro. Right across from the town center.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So, it was me and a friend went there once, and that's why I never try to get like the real big sodas in the theater, because I'm sipping that joint the whole time, right?
Yep.
And halfway through the movie, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So, I go to the bathroom, bro, and the bathroom is in disarray, dog. I'm trying to figure out
Disarray.
I'm trying to figure out a way, just to step over all the toilet paper. It looked terrible in there, bro. And it wasn't just a number one. I had to take a 2. And then you know how that go in them public restrooms, bro.
Yeah, especially during a movie.
Bro, I have had way too many bad experiences in public restrooms, and then the thing that makes it worse, this whole COVID thing has not made it any easier, bro. I had like today I had an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
I got off of work and I'm like, all right, because I've been trying to do this new water thing where I'm trying to drink like a gallon of water a day, and I've been doing real good, but I've been having to pee like a lot, bro, like maybe 2 times an hour, which I was like, maybe I should talk to the doc about that. But but so I leave work and I was waiting to get my film developed, and there's no bathrooms around me, bro. So I'm like, damn, man, like what am I gonna do? Like I felt it like getting to that point where I'm not gonna be able to hold this joint no more. So I always go to the trusty fast food spots. Those are always the bathrooms that's open, but they grimy. They dirty as hell, but they always open. So I'm speeding down to the Taco Bell. I get to the Taco Bell. Bro, I get to the Taco Bell, bro. Like McDonald's is a spot I used to do the number 2s at. I don't know what happens. Every time I'm on the road, number 2 having the McDonald's. I get to the Taco Bell. I see niggas standing outside the Taco Bell. I'm like, all right, social distancing. Maybe they just waiting for the order outside. I walk up to the door. They converted the window into a walk-up joint, bro. Like this is Checkers or something. I'm like, so I can't even go in this and say, no, you can't come in. I was like, oh my God, bro. So I went
bubbling.
Bro, I'm like, man, I'm not going to make it. No, luckily this time I was just a number 1. So I said a few more steps, I might just piss myself. So I tried to do like a little tight dash to the car. Get in the car. I'm sitting there. I was like, man, what I got in here, bro? I was like, this is going to have to happen. Because I'm in a city, so I can't duck off somewhere real quick and piss. So I look in my back seat. I'm like, oh, man. I had a wide mouth Snapple bottle. I was like, there we go, bro. I was like, yes. So I grabbed the Snapple bottle. I'm looking around. Dude pulls into the space directly in front of me. He started cleaning his car. I'm like, come on, fam. So still holding this piss, I drive to this dark, like I don't know what happened, like the parking lot got dark because all these trees. So I parked up at the far end, and I'm like leaning over doing the dumbest look. Like it looked like I was doing something with my wang. You know what I'm saying?
This man looks suspect.
Bro, suspect as hell in the shadows all by himself with no food. Like they saw it, and the thing that made it worse is the 2 guys watching me walk away from the window back to my car. So I get there, I'm like, man, screw it. I gotta do what I gotta do because I'm not about to make it, dude. So I do what I do. And a couple people drove by. At this point, I ain't care, bro. Did what I had to do. And then I felt kind of bad. I was like, damn, like, do I drive around with this shit in my car? Or what should I do with this bottle? It's like the bottle was warm. I was like, I don't know about this, bro. So I feel kind of bad about it. I was like, but it's Earth. So I opened the door. I just dumped the bottle out right there. So I drove, man. I drove back to the film spot, sitting there. I had to piss again. Damn. I was like, I'm not going to be able to leave the parking lot this time. So this time I was able to finesse a smoother slide to the side. And I had to piss again, bro. Yeah, I was like, this ain't going to work. But like the whole COVID thing is just messing me up. This has been like the 3rd time I've been trying to find a bathroom and just could not hit one. Like, it's crazy.
3rd time the charm, dog.
I know.
Yeah, see, I definitely haven't had that problem because usually when I'm going out, it's either to grab some food, grocery store, check in on a buddy or 2, or I think I already said pick up some food or whatever. But and then usually in those spots, there's a bathroom that I can use. So yeah. I've never ran into the Checker Taco Bell no bathroom situation.
Bro.
But I would say maybe similar situation was my first deployment to Iraq a few years ago. So we got these rooms. They're called Cadillacs, but they're literally just like shipping containers cut up into like 3 sections that are repurposed as rooms for us to sleep and shit in. Wow. And our bathrooms are like in the bathroom Cadillacs. And like I said, in Iraq, those were maybe like 100 meters away. So if you had to go, you know where to go. But I was there in the wintertime, so it's already cold as shit outside. So I'm like, I'm not about to walk no 100 meters, 300 feet or so to go take a piss and come back and go to bed. So I always kept a little handy dandy surplus of empty ass water bottles because there ain't shit else to drink but water out there. So you keep them bottles for emergency situations. You know, when the flow gotta go, you let that shit fucking ride. So I think it's like 2, 3, maybe 4 a.m. Like I said, it's the winter time, so it's dark as shit. It's cold as fuck. So I got my trusty bottle, you know. So I had to do what I had to do. I went in the bottle, and I usually throw them shits away. Well, the dirt bag in me this one time, I would like open the door, and there's this like blast barrier wall behind our Cadillacs, our rooms. So like the trash can in the room was already full. So I'm like, I'm not about to just let this shit just sit here until I eventually go to work in like 8 to 10 hours or whatever the fuck. So I fucking open my door, and I was just like, ugh, I just threw that shit. I threw that shit over the wall, like out of sight, out of mind, by piss bottle.
Oh my god.
Ain't think nothing of it. So I ain't gonna lie, I did that shit a couple times, but this one tragic evening, I woke up extra tired, extra groggy for some reason. I had to go again. You know, it's always around 2, 3 a.m. where my body's like, "Hey, dog, wake up! We gotta fucking let this shit go."
Mm-hmm.
So lean over, grab my trusty dusty water bottle, fill that bitch up, and it was a nice frosty evening, a nice frosty night this time. So it was like maybe 20 degrees, cold as shit. It's Iraq and whatnot.
Yeah.
Of course, from the desert. So I'm extra tired. I had to do what I had to do. I tightened the cap on the bottle and then opened that door.
Oh my god.
Had to catapult that joint again, threw that shit, and I laid down within like 5 seconds of throwing that joint because the rooms are small as fuck.
Yeah.
And I had a window behind my room. It's like a super thin window, so you could hear motherfucking crickets walking on eggshells in the back or whatever.
Damn.
But I threw that bottle, laid down. Like a second later, I hear a dude fucking like, ugh. I was like, he was like, his buddy was like, what the fuck was that? And he's like, I don't know, bro. And he picked up the bottle. And he's like, oh shit, it's someone's fucking piss bottle. He was like, how can you tell? He was like, cause it's fucking warm. Someone just threw piss at me. And like,
Oh my God.
I hear this whole interaction. And like, I'm in my room trying my hardest to like not laugh. I ain't trying to give away my position and have him, you know, come beat my ass and like fucking tell on me and shit. But
Oh my god.
that's about as relatable as I can get to you with like not being able to find a bathroom. I knew where this shit was. I just wasn't walking in the frosty winter of Iraq to go take a piss in a fucking already dirty ass Cadillac building full of like 20 other dudes taking pisses at 2 a.m. and shit.
I was about to say.
Them bottles are lifesavers, and if you're ever walking around at night in Iraq, just be careful because them ain't bombs dropping. Those are probably piss bottles getting launched at your head, bro. So just be on your toes and shit.
How was your time out there, bro?
It was cool. Like the job itself was typical mechanic shit, but Iraq itself was all right. The money is what made me, you know,
Oh, I bet.
is what made me endure it. But honestly, deployments are not like how the movies and shit make them seem. I mean, it also depends on what your actual job is. Obviously, if you're special forces, you're doing more hands-on, engaging shit. But as an aircraft mechanic, we just sit on the flight line, making sure the birds are FMC, which is our term for fully mission capable, meaning that they can do their job with absolutely no problems and whatnot. So we just sit there making sure the aircraft are green to fly should they ever get the call for a mission and whatnot.
Okay. Man, that's pretty cool, dude. Yeah, I just remember seeing all the pictures of you over there. I was like, damn, that actually look kind of cool. I mean, you know, to look at it, but I know to be over there, probably a whole different story.
Yeah, quite the experience, you know. Like, not everyone in the military deploys, but when you do, you can go to some pretty cool places, pretty not so cool places. But the trip is what you make it, what you and your crew of guys who are there with you, how well you guys can adapt to finding shit to do day in, day out to break up the monotony of just sitting in the sandbox all day and whatnot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
But anyways, moving forward, one thing I've noticed, just from thinking about like eventually going home is the difference between being here on the west and then you guys back home on the east. That we got different like restaurants and grocery stores, and I get it. It's like I guess a regional thing, but for example, our grocery stores are out here. We got shit called Smiths and whatnot. I think Aldi's is still out here too. But we got like a organic joint uh, called Sprouts. You know, for like the health conscious, like more healthy side of the spectrum of food and whatnot. And it's just crazy to think that like we have that out here compared to what's back home on the East Coast in Maryland and stuff.
Yeah, it's funny just because I've been out west twice now, and like kind of how you said, the rest, like I didn't really get to see grocery stores, but restaurants, like you guys have In and Out, like restaurants like In and Out, or what's the taco spot that y'all have out there?
We got Del Taco. That's one of them. Roberto's Taco Shop. That's another one. Like, it's just way
It's a
different.
variety.
Yeah, a huge variety.
Yeah, but see, that's why it's crazy. Like around here, outside of like the regular like Chipotle, like we have Chipotle, we have
Like
Moe's,
like the
like the
regular franchises and shit.
Yeah, like you don't have like even it was funny. I remember growing up, you always used to see commercials for Jack in the Box.
Yep.
There was never a Jack in the Box around here, bro. Like I've never had that joint, and but it's funny how each coast kind of mirrors each other in different ways. So like I was saying, you guys have In and Out, but then we have an abundance of Five Guys out here. Granted, Five Guys started on the East Coast in Virginia anyway.
Yeah.
But then we also have I'm not sure if y'all have it out there, Elevation Burger.
No, we don't. But I do remember them from back home.
Yeah, so you remember the Elevation Burger? They were big on the fact that their cows were grass fed and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But outside of that, we don't really have, to me, we don't have certain restaurants that are like very, very distinctive for the East. Like the restaurants out west are always places that people like bookmark that I have to go there. When you know what I mean? When I go out west, I have to go to In and Out.
Yeah, that's true. Like all across the world. Yeah, it is a staple for the out here on the West Coast. But it's funny that like franchise wise around the whole world and for the sake of this episode, like the U.S., that you have Taco Bell, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, like the big names that are literally everywhere. But then you get those regional sprinklings here and there. Like I said, we have In and out here. Until I moved out here to Vegas. Vegas was my first time having In and Out, Jack in the Box. I didn't know what the fuck a Del Taco was, so like Del Taco. Whereas like there's certain like huge names you hear, but you just don't have them. Like when we were back in Maryland, when I was back in Maryland, I knew what Jack in the Box was because of the commercials. I knew what In and Out was, but we never had one that we could actually go to and try. Like I remember for the longest time seeing like Sonic commercials, but it took forever for Maryland to get like their own Sonic.
Yeah, dude. So it's funny because like the fact I was just thinking about Sonic because that was like a perfect example. So, growing up, my dad didn't like to fly too much, so we used to just travel down south a lot for vacation, and every time we go, it was like, oh, we got to stop at a Sonic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, because it was so rare that you would see one. They were all down south for some reason. So it was like, Sonic was one of them spots that you just, you knew that you had to go to when you hit the road. But then there's also these other fast food spots, like Hardee's. That was another one that you didn't really see kind of like in our area.
Yeah.
But the further you went down south, and I actually tried Hardee's, this is kind of mirroring what I said about how all these fast food chains kind of mirror each other.
Yep.
Hardee's is literally like Burger King, bro.
Yeah.
Like the taste of their burger, like that char-boiled or char-grilled taste, you get that at Hardee's. The fries are the same. Like almost the menu is the same. It's just different wording. And I just always found that kind of crazy. But then, like, for the first time I had In and Out was with you when we came out to visit you that year for my birthday.
Yeah,
And I can honestly say out of the fast food burger spots, like In-N-Out is different from any of the other ones that I've been to, except for there's one in DC called Z Burger. Have you ever heard of that?
No, sir.
So, Z Burger, I fell in love with it because they kind of do the same thing that In-N-Out does, where they have their Z sauce, and it's crazy because it's almost the same kind of like texture and color as the In-N-Out sauce is.
Yeah.
Which I found kind of crazy, but yeah, it's just all these different places like that. It's just always been kind of interesting to me how the East and West are it's almost like two totally different worlds, man.
Yeah, that's so true. And I could be wrong. I might have to fact check this when we're done. But I think, I believe you said Hardee's. I think they're either owned by the same people or like the same company that
As Burger King?
owns, not Burger King. I think the same company or whatever that owns, I want to say Carl's Jr. Because I feel like they have like a very similar logo. Because I know Carl's Jr. shit is like the star or whatever.
With the smiley face.
Yeah, so I wonder if it's just like for the region they are under a different name, because I
Right.
haven't seen a Hardee's out here in Vegas, but I see Carl's Jr. all over the place. But they have such similar marketing and, like I said, their logo or emblem. So might have to do some research on that and really see,
Yeah.
really get to the bottom of that. But I'm trying to think of like some restaurants that I never knew about until moving out here. Like there's this one spot I like to go to called Lazy Dog, which is like, it's definitely a legit restaurant, but I can't ever recall seeing that on the East Coast, like back home in Maryland. So we got like Lazy Dog.
Is their logo like a brown dog with a blue like screen behind them, kind of?
No, that's not it.
It's
At least
crazy.
that's not Lazy Dogs, but
You know what's wild? So now that you just said that, there's a sleeping dog in Virginia.
Sleeping Dog.
I think it's called Sleeping Dog or something like that. It's right down there by my job,
Yeah,
and they sell pizza.
really?
Yeah, they sell like a lot of organic pizzas.
Huh.
So that's kind of weird.
And then in addition to that, there's this one spot near my hookah spot called Dog House, but that's
Wow.
spelled Daughaus, Dog House. And like their cuisine is like, they make burgers, hot dogs, bratwurst, chicken sandwiches, but instead of like regular ass buns and shit, these motherfuckers use Hawaiian sweet rolls. And
Oh my
my god, bro, that shit
That's
will
a
make
cheat
you that's a cheat code to life. That shit will make you have to loosen up the belt to walk out. Your shit gonna be stuffed.
Bro, whenever I have the opportunity to get them damn Hawaiian rolls, bro, Hawaiian rolls are like, they're better than regular fucking bread, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I can eat the rolls by themselves. That's one of them things that you literally, you don't even need a filling with it.
Yeah, straight up.
Oh my goodness.
You can eat them shits by themselves.
by themselves, bro.
Toasted, little butter on it. Like, shit. Oh, you want a cheat code, you take the fucking cinnamon butter from Texas Roadhouse
God.
and lather that bitch up on the Hawaiian sweet roll.
I ain't like how close you just got. Feel like you were in here with me. I was like, this nigga whispering in my ear.
had to do the added effect to show how good it is.
Bro, let me tell you something. Food is like, it's like making love, bro. When you eat certain kind of food, it's just like, that's your happy spot. It just
Ain't no better
I don't-
feeling,
bro. There's no better feeling than good food, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
especially like good food on like empty stomach or after a long ass day, when it's like you can have a shitty day, you can even have a good day, but when you have like your favorite food or something, or like a new restaurant, and like you get that first taste, you like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
bro. Yes, sir.
what the fuck?
It was funny because I remember first time I had the loaded nachos at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah,
This is when I was trying to get into, like, back when I was like in my bachelor days. Getting into
Bachelor
that,
days.
Yeah, getting into that you know, I'm going to hit the bar with the boys after work bag. And I would get the nachos and I'd get my beer. And it was funny because I used to watch the guys that were at the bar. So it's like I started to frequent there maybe like every other week. And then it eventually became like 2 times a week, right? Every time, bro, there was a dude in there He was getting twisted.
Twisted.
The nigga had a Kango hat on with his button up work shirt halfway undone with the tie still on.
My man was trying to get lit,
bro. With the baggy, like you could get the idea with the baggy, with the baggy pants and shit. And
he was litty,
bro. He was, and the funny part is they walk in, they all dapping each other up. Like they come there religiously every single day, and they get twisted
religiously.
Like eyes red, clothes look all crazy. Like I'm like, damn, man, that's what it looked like to me. But I hate my job.
and that's the daily for them. They go in there like that,
bro. You can tell. Like it looks like as soon as they hit the car when they get out of work, they just start undressing. Shit. Like I'm telling you, like his tie, like you know, like when you kind of take your tie off, but then you kind of leave it on too, so you don't have to retie that joint the next day.
Yeah,
that's what he was doing.
He had that joint like droop down or some shit.
Yeah, looking terrible, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like, I don't never want to be like that.
Yeah, fuck all that. you walk up in your spot that you're a regular at, just looking like a bag of ass, just looking fucked up.
But you think you cool because a bartender know you?
Yeah, just because like y'all on a first name basis and whatnot.
Yeah, but it's like then you paying a nigga. Of course he gonna remember your name. You in there every day.
Yeah, especially when you dropping a good tip. Yeah,
for
exactly.
Sure. Shoot.
But all right, before we wrap up, I'm gonna give a little shout out to one of my homies from work. My homie Sean, he got this clothing company on IG named Royally Rooted. That's Royally _Rooted _ and I'm actually rocking one of the shirts right now. This black and blue joint. It's fresh or whatever. I got some nice Jordan 3s that set it off and match real nicely with it. So for all y'all tuning in, listening, go check them out on Instagram. Once again, that's Royally _Rooted _ and we definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in with us this week. Once again, this was the No Name Podcast with me on this end, your boy Dondre.
It was your boy Travis, man. It's always a blessing, being able to talk to y'all. Stay healthy, stay safe out there, man.
And we'll catch y'all next week. There we have it.